in the shadowed drawing rooms of 18th century Ireland, among lords and ladies who whispered of spirits between sips of sherry, one tale would come to define belief in life after death for generations: the visitation of Lord Tyrone's ghost to Lady Beresford, a chilling, elegant encounter that remains one of the earliest and most famous crisis apparitions recorded in British and Irish history. Before titles and marriage separated their lives, John, Lord Tyrone, and Dorothy, later Lady Beresford, had been childhood friends. Educated and curious, both shared an obsession uncommon for their class: the mysteries of death, the soul, and the afterlife. Raised during the Enlightenment, they wrestled with religion and rationalism, and together made a pact, a solemn oath: whoever of us shall die first shall appear to the other and confirm whether the soul survives the grave. They made this vow in private, perhaps half seriously, as many do in youth. But the bond was real. Life moved on. Dorothy married Sir Tristram Beresford, became Lady Beresford, and settled into the life of a noblewoman. Lord Tyrone advanced in society, became a peer, and was often away. Though they rarely met in later years, their bond remained unbroken. According to Lady Beresford's later confession, the visitation occurred just before dawn. She awoke in her chamber in the Beresford estate near the Irish-English border, gripped by a strange chill. The room was still and silent, but as she sat up, her heart caught in her throat. Standing at the foot of her bed was Lord Tyrone, pale, calm, and unmistakably real. He was dressed not in shrouds or robes, but in the same clothes she had last seen him wear in life, though his face was slightly ashen and his eyes hollow with exhaustion. She felt no fear, only an overwhelming sense of sorrow and finality. "Dorothy," he said softly, "I have come to fulfill our promise. I died at midnight. There is, indeed, life after death. The soul does not perish." They spoke for some time, how long she could not recall, and his voice, she later said, was as it had been in youth, with a tone that held no malice, only truth. He even foretold events in her future, including the birth of her next child, and that she would die in her 47th year. Before departing, he touched her wrist, and at that exact moment, she let out a cry of pain. His fingers left a deep, dark mark, almost a burn, which she would carry for the rest of her life, always hidden by a black ribbon. Then he vanished. Later that morning, shaken but composed, Lady Beresford told no one of what she had seen. Her husband, noting her pallor, asked if she was ill. She simply replied, "I have had news." Hours later, a letter arrived from England. It bore the family crest of the Tyrone estate. The seal was broken, and the contents read: John, Lord Tyrone, had died suddenly of fever at midnight, exactly as he had told her. Lady Beresford kept the encounter a secret for many years, even as each of Lord Tyrone's predictions came true. She bore another child, exactly as foretold. Her husband passed young, just as Lord Tyrone had said. As the years passed, she never removed the black ribbon from her wrist, even when questioned or teased. Behind it, a faint scar and a memory too sacred to explain. It wasn't until her deathbed in 1770, nearly 30 years later, that she finally revealed the truth. With her family gathered, she calmly recounted the ghostly visitation, the pact she had made in her youth, and the message Lord Tyrone had brought from the other side. To her family's horror and awe, she then removed the ribbon, revealing the withered, blackened mark still vivid on her wrist. That night, as foretold, Lady Beresford died at 47. Her story became one of the most talked about ghost tales of the 18th century. It was published in newspapers, journals, and books, particularly during the rise of spiritualism in the 19th century, when it was heralded as definitive proof of life after death. What makes the tale so enduring are three things. 1. The precision of Lord Tyrone's prediction. 2. The wrist scar, a physical mark many believed was real. 3. Lady Beresford's own credibility, a noble woman of reputation and reason, with nothing to gain by fabrication. Modern paranormal scholars consider it a crisis apparition, a visitation by someone who has just died, typically appearing to someone they loved, often with a final message or warning. Skeptics dismiss it as legend, embellished through retellings, but others believe Lady Beresford told the truth, that a soul made good on a promise across the veil, not to haunt, but to comfort. And in doing so, the ghost of Lord Tyrone gave the world one of its earliest and most elegant cases of supernatural contact. Not a haunting of fear, but a haunting of love, and proof that a vow made in life may echo long after death. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, like, subscribe, and comment below.